Hey guys, Shakya here. I just wanted to touch base on the solar terms. We are currently in Xiaoman, which translates to lesser fullness. The time from May the 21st to June the 4th. A question to keep in mind is, what are we trying to harvest before it's ready, right? Because last week there was a lot of people pushing really hard to get things out and push harder, and clearly they were burning themselves out and trying to harvest the crop before it was ready. One of the most misunderstood concepts in Taoist alchemy is fire phases. We're in the year of the fire horse, we're in Xiaoman, we're in the beginning of summer, and most people think it means creating heat, breathing more intensely, or forcing energy through the body. Traditionally, it means something much deeper. Fire has to do with a lot more than just being intense and pushing through. It's actually almost quite the opposite. Traditionally, when considering fire phases or working with that fire energy or the fire seasons, it has a lot to do with timing, measure, appropriate action, and appropriate restraint. A lot of people don't understand the latter, especially appropriate restraint. They might know what they have to do, but they're doing it at the wrong time. And timing is everything. It's the difference between someone who's just cooking recipes at home, the sous chef, and the chef. They might all have the same recipe, but you're going to get a different product. A lot of the time, the issue is that we're actually applying incorrect effort. Modern day capitalism culture teaches us that we need to work harder, we need to work faster, we need more, and we need it now, right? We want immediate results. If you're working with a team, if you're working with people, if you're collaborating, if you're an owner, if you're a manager, now you go from leadership into managing and bossing people around. And what could happen in that event, or if you're working for yourself, what could happen is you'll end up burning yourself out. You'll end up burning out the employees, or you'll end up harvesting your crop too soon, right? When it comes to Taoist cultivation, you need to observe, and then you need to refine, and then you need to listen. There needs to be a response to what's happening, and then you need to adjust, right? That comes to crops, that comes to relationships, that comes to building companies, that comes to anything that you're creating in this world. It's just the nature of things. Have you ever worked so hard that your effort became the obstacle? I see people working so hard and running themselves down this path, and they might be making a lot of money and it might pay off in the long run, but they are affecting their own health, they're affecting the health of their relationships, and they're going to affect the health of the product that they're creating. It's just the nature of things. You can't force a tree to make apples faster. Maybe you can, but that's probably some GMO crop, and you know how I feel about that. That comes with its own issues, right? The harvest is not ready yet. It's not complete, and that's just normal. That's totally fine. It's not ready for harvest. You can't force the harvest unless you want a subpar quality of crop. The ancient Chinese understood that fullness is coming, but patience is still required. It's raining right now, and so nature never rushes, and this rain right now in the middle of the Xiaoman season is actually quite auspicious. It kind of symbolizes that we are being patient and that we can slow down a little bit. Even though it's like a summertime and it was super hot a few days ago, the rain means that the crop is going to be a lot better nourished, which is what we want, right? Spiritually, psychologically, I think that's what that's bringing for us. It's bringing a natural patience, right? We can't just power on through and expect a good product, but now this rain season is bringing us into that energetically, naturally, which is great, because I was getting pretty frustrated last week. There's this saying, right? The wise farmer doesn't pull on the sheep's tail to make the sheep grow faster. In Chinese philosophy, rain represents heaven nourishing earth. Isn't that beautiful? And water softens hardened ground, penetrates where force cannot, and nourishes quietly. I love that. Bruce Lee was all about being like the water, be like the rain. Today, right now, when things are intense and the world's on fire, be like that gentle rain. And that's what's going to nourish us. And that is leading us into our event coming next week. I'm teaching a vocal toning workshop. I'm learning to soften this week. And I was almost feeling a bit of a breaking point and feeling a little bit disillusioned about people and relationships and needing to be respected and appreciated. But it seems like everyone is just naturally calming down as yang energy continues to rise. So it is still the season of Xiaoman. The invitation is simple. We're just building momentum gently. We don't want to burn ourselves out. We don't want to burn the momentum. We want to keep a nice, steady pressure building momentum. And if we're consistent, what we're going to find is that we can trust the season and we can trust the timing. And so when it was really hot out and intense, it's normal for us to feel a little bit riled up, whether we're in alignment or not. But now the rain is bringing in more trust, I believe, and we can trust in the timing. Nature never rushes and yet accomplishes everything, right? So why are we in such a hurry? I blame capitalism and just society in general, right? On May the 31st, during this season of Xiaoman, we'll be gathering with Raven Coffee Company for an evening of coffee, community, and connection. We're going to be having some meaningful conversation. I'll be kicking things off with the vocal toning workshop. The reason I wanted to do the vocal toning workshop, I don't normally teach it, is because I wanted to get everyone in the room in some sort of alignment energetically. I wanted us all literally vibrating together. And also I wanted for us to all be on the same page for when Kevin and Tracy share their story about Raven, right? It's a story of transformation and healing. So there are some heavy parts and there are going to be some vulnerable moments. I wanted to make sure we were all on the same page together. And then our friend Jillian will be teaching yoga after that. All the while, there will be coffee and snacks and treats and meaningful conversations happening in another room. So if you don't want to do the workshops, that's fine. If you don't want to necessarily sit through our story, that's totally fine as well. We're just happy to have you guys there. And if you can't be there, your love and support is always greatly appreciated. Please invite your friends. I think we've got a little bit more space. Our friend Yvette from Food on the Table will be providing us with food. It's going to be a beautiful collaboration. I was feeling the heat leading up to it, and now that it's raining and things are feeling more gentle, I'm excited and I'm stoked to have you guys. Anyway, yeah, Xiaoman, if you have any questions, feel free to DM me or message me, call me. I love you all. I hope to see you guys on Sunday. I'm teaching Qigong still on Saturday. It's at 8:30 a.m. in East Vancouver. I'd love to have all of you. But right now, the focus is Raven Coffee Company. We're sharing our story. It's our 3-year anniversary party. Everyone who matters is going to be there. I love you all. Like I said, take care.